From BVTV Studios on the campus of Buena Vista University in Storm Lake, Iowa, this is BVTV News.
Welcome to BVTV News. I am Amelia Jacobs. Today we will look at a few topics such as the recent Justice Choir performance, the upcoming stunt competition, an interesting package on the track coach, and more on today's edition of BVTV News. Hot Dish is a BVU student-run literacy and visual art magazine open to high school and college-age students. After a brief absence, Hot Dish is back to continue sharing art from young minds. Any kind of visual work is welcome to go into the magazine. To learn more or to submit your work, go to hotdishmagazine.submittable.com. Buena Vista University Concert Choir and Vista Chamber Singers recently held a concert for the community on February 4th. This concert focused on what justice means to our school and community. It included sing-alongs with the choir and audience, and following tunes from a handout provided by the university. Audience members were encouraged to follow along and sing with the choir, joining in the harmonic melodies. Besides music, there were multiple speakers at the event, including 3 student speakers, Haley Wick, Emma Harrington, and Maddie Gradowski, who all shared their voices on the idea of justice. The indoor track season is in full swing as the team prepares to continue competing under the jurisdiction of the new head track coach, Coach Jess Juarez, one of 2 new hires on the track staff this year. Charles Pruitt being the new distance coach for the cross country and track team. With senior Kyle Miller recently breaking a long-standing 27-year-old record in the 1,600-meter dash, bringing the previously held record of 4 minutes 21 seconds down to 4 minutes 19 seconds. There are high hopes of bringing some athletes to the national competition this year. Looking into one of our other sports on campus, Coach Kezia Malinsky leads the BVU stunt team into one of the most notable meets Iowa sports this year. Buena Vista University and BVTV are looking into broadcasting the first ever stunt competition in Iowa on March 22nd and 23rd. BVU has the only stunt team in Iowa, making this an exciting and historic event to take place on campus. As the team continues practicing hard for this competition, the planning and preparations for the meet have begun. Vandalism has been a recent topic of conversation on campus, especially in the Pierce White dorms. On top of other offenses, exit signs, soap dispensers, and toilet paper holders have been broken. Students have received several warning emails from Residence Life. As of now, there is currently a $3 fine that will be charged to each resident. A photo story by Grace Cobble looks into the skywalk between Pierce and White. Kyla Van talked through how they use the skywalk to hang out and spend time with each other throughout the day, week, month, and even semester. In recent news from the TAC, BVU's online newspaper, Jackson Van Pelt did a Q&A with Art Cullen. As stated in the article, Art Cullen is a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist from right here in Storm Lake, who gave his perspective on the role of local papers in journalism and in the community. To learn more about these stories and more, visit bvtac.com. AI has been a hot-button topic in news media and entertainment media for a while. But how does it affect the university? What protocols or stances is BVU taking? Nathan Johnson brings us more insight into AI on campus.
As AI becomes more present in the daily lives of students and teachers on campus, Buena Vista University is working to navigate the uncharted territories of this new technology. With the scene constantly changing and taking new strides, it's fallen on university staff to be the frontrunners of how they use AI in the classroom. Professors are entrusted with making their own calls on how or if they want to integrate this new tool into their course. Jed Richards, a student of computer science, elaborates on what he has seen in his own department.
As far as us being directly taught to use ChatGPT or other generative AI in a good way, just as with any other source, right? You have to kind of cite it as if it's just another source that you obtain information, because it truly is.
Two boards oversee campus AI policies, making decisions on how to approach AI under the lens of education. Dr. Manning, a key part of the policy board, weighs in on what discussion is afoot.
The biggest things that we're thinking about is how is this affecting teaching and learning? And how
With so many different disciplines on campus, each classroom varies in their use of AI.
So it's thinking about how do you prepare students to use AI, but also then how do you prepare students where they still can do the critical thinking, where they still know how to write? How do they use the tool appropriately and when not to use it?
In a rapidly changing world of technology and machine learning, Buena Vista University staff is keeping on top of the when, where, and how of putting these tools into practice. With BVTV News, I'm Nathan Johnson.
When and where to use AI and morals and ethics of it can be endlessly debated, but giving teachers the ability to choose how they want to use and apply AI with their classes gives professors the responsibility to make those calls in the classroom. BVU's Education Department prepares students to go out in the field and teach their own in their own classrooms. Maddie Dutcher explains one of the ways they prepare for this by doing observation hours.
Basically, there are times where a student who is wanting to go into education will go in and either shadow or actually go and teach for parts of a volunteering teacher's class. The time that I was in the classroom, I just kind of sat in a chair and either would help her hand things out or just kind of just see what I was viewing and see what I could learn from it and see what it was like to just see how a teacher teaches and the thought that goes behind each lesson.
Observation hours give education students a chance to see tactics and procedures that they have learned in practice and provide an opportunity to interact with students directly. With the new school year fast approaching, students are getting ready to file their FAFSA, financial aid documents, once again. Patty DeMars talks about changes to the FAFSA.
Well, the FAFSA has done a massive overload. So they haven't changed the FAFSA regulations for over 50 years. So Congress has passed a new law. It's called the FAFSA Simplification Act. The actual FAFSA went from 108 questions down to 36. So big difference. FAFSA is usually open October 1st. They're telling us next year it will be open again on October 1st, but due to the delays in trying to get this whole new system up and rolling, they did not open the FAFSA till December 30th for students to file, so we're about 3 months behind. In January, they had like a soft launch. Some students were able to get in and file, some were not. And then what happened is they realized there was a mathematical error. They were not accounting for inflation in the calculation. Due to that, they want to make sure we get the correct information because that's about $1.8 billion of additional aid that students wouldn't have got. So it's mid-March before they'll start releasing those.
The forms now have substantially less questions, and financial aid offices continue to work with and around these changes as the new act brings increased financial aid to students. As construction continues on the new apartment-style residence hall coming to campus, votes are being held by the Common Grounds Coffee Shop to decide what types of furniture residents prefer in these new living spaces. Students get a chance to look at sofas, mattresses, armchairs, and tables all out for display in front of the coffee shop. Voting is being held from February 22nd to February 29th to decide what furniture will be going into new BV housing. On that note, it looks like that's all we have time for today on BVTV News. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.